Hey everyone, this is Mike, and today we're going to be talking about a viewer requested topic. I've had a few people in my comment section ask me about how they should be going about gearing up for raid. Also had a question over on my Discord channel earlier today, so I thought, why not make it into a video so that everybody knows how to go about this. Now, there are a couple of different ways how you can get ready for raid. Of course, the main thing that you want to do is get your minimum item level requirement done, because once you have the minimum item level requirement, you can enter any raid content that you want in this game. So that's the first thing that we're going to be talking about, and then in the later half of the video I'm also going to be talking about how to obtain the best in slot gear, the best gear that is currently available in this patch, and then also in patch 5.3 that is going to be another way that opens up for us to get to that maximum item level, which is currently item level 500. So without further ado, what should you do if you're a fresh level 80 to instantly get up to that item level 480 cap or minimum item level of 480 in order to enter all of the raids? Now, if you're lucky, if you have some friends, or if you have a lot of gil, or if you know some crafters, then there is a very easy way to get ready for raid, and that is by crafted gear. The crafted gear, or the highest item level crafted gear that is available, is item level 480, meaning that you basically can get the minimum item level for raids straight out of the gate by just buying gear from the market board or having some of your friends or free company members craft it for you. Now, of course, if you're a fresh level 80, that means that you probably don't have crafters leveled. Maybe you don't know that many people either, because you're still relatively new to Final Fantasy XIV and that kind of stuff. So crafted gear might not always be available for you. Just know that it is there. It is one of the options. It is the easiest option, or the less grindy option, when it comes down to obtaining gear. So crafted gear gives you item level 480, gives you the minimum item level that you need for raiding. But it is a little bit tough to get because it is expensive, or you need to know some crafted friends to craft it for you, or of course make it yourself, but then you need to level your own crafters as well, which can take a little while. So crafted gear, easiest way to do it, also hardest way to get, because of course money and that kind of stuff. Now, if we're gonna disregard crafting, not gonna think about that at all, what are the other ways to get the item level 480 that is required to enter all of these savage raids? Well, first of all, we're gonna be working towards item level 455, which is going to be the minimum item level that we need in order to enter normal mode raids. Normal mode raids are important because they will be giving you item level 480 gear. So first, being able to enter normal mode is going to be our first goal, so to speak. So if you just reach level 80 and you haven't done any level 80 content just yet, first thing that you should be doing is keep doing the story. Reason for that is because as you're going to be doing the story, you're going to be unlocking all of the level 80 dungeons, and we are going to be needing these for a couple of different reasons. So first of all of the level 80 dungeons will award you with Tomstones, and these Tomstones are going to be important at getting gear. Not only getting enough gear for item level 455 for those normal mode raids, but the weekly Tomstones are also going to award you with item level 490 gear. So getting these Tomstones is going to be really important. Now, when you go through the story far enough and you unlock the latest new dungeon, Nemesis Annihilator I believe it's called, that dungeon will also drop item level 455 gear, which, as I said before, is the minimum item level that we need in order to enter the normal mode raids. So what you're going to be doing is, you're going to be doing the dungeons. As you're doing the dungeons, you get the Tomstones, and then the final dungeon you can grind for gear if you want to get ready for that normal mode gear. So what do we do with these Tomstones? What do we do with the other gear and such that we get? Well, we go to Yulmore. As you can see over here, I am in Yulmore. This is basically our endgame hub, and then we have 4 different NPCs over here that are basically going to be giving us our endgame gear. So with our Tomstones, we're going to go over here to A-Mark. Phantasmagoria, as I said, is our grindable Tomstone. We can go over here to armor or accessories, of course, and all of this stuff will be item level 460. This can be upgraded to 470, but I would not bother with doing that with this gear, as it's basically just wasted resources at this point. So just come over here, buy some of your gear that is 460, so that we have that minimum item level required in order to enter normal mode raids. Now, of course, because I said you also have that weekly Tomstone, Allegory, we can get 450 of those per week, so you can't get more of these every week. And we can go over here to the Allegory section and we can buy gear that is item level 490. If you're worried about just boosting your item level as high as possible, as fast as possible, the best thing to do is to buy one accessory a week, because it is 375. since you can get 450 a week, this means you can buy one accessory every week if you want to just basically boost your item level high enough for that. So those are the two things that we're first going to be doing. We have our Tomstones, of course. Phantasmagoria will get you ready for the normal mode raids, and then Allegory is what you're going to be getting for 490 gear, and later we're going to be able to upgrade that to level 500 as well, but that comes with doing Savage raids itself. Now, once you've got that gear, once you are ready to basically enter the normal mode raids, we can go over here in the duty finder to the raids Shadowbringers tab, and we have down here the Eden's Verse raids. As you can see down here, you need an average item level of 455 to enter. If you of course grinded the dungeon, you spend your Tomstones on that 460 gear, then you should have this minimum item level requirement. Now, what you're going to be doing in these normal mode raids is you're going to be getting item drops. Now, we can get one item drop every single week from every single fight, meaning that you can get 4 items in total from these 4 different raids. Now, what you can do with these items is you can go over here to our Eden Relic Exchange, go to Eden's Verse Antique Exchange, click on this, and then you can trade your items that you got for specific gears. As you can see, for example, I have some bangles in my inventory, meaning that I can buy any accessory of choice that is item level 480. If, for example, I were to go back in and I obtain 2 helms of golden antiquity, then I can trade it in for a headpiece of my choice. So you can go into these raids, you can get 1 item per raid per week, meaning 4 items per week, and then you can trade these in for 480 item level gear down here. So this is going to be a weekly grind. Every single week you go into normal mode, and then you can basically get 1 piece per raid, and then you come over here to trade it for item level 480 gear. This will take a little while, of course, because it is weekly capped. As I said, this 490 item level Tomstone gear is also weekly capped, so this is where your weekly grind kind of begins. As I said before, you can just obtain item level 480 gear with crafted. What you can do is you can of course spend some of this Tomstone gear, spend some of the normal mode raid gear, and then maybe buy 1 or 2 crafted pieces as well, when it comes down to, like, for example, you've made some money by selling stuff or something like that, or doing retainer ventures, that kind of stuff, or doing some Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, because that makes good money as well. But basically you can kind of combine those different things as well. You can get some normal raid gear, probably upgraded Phantasmagoria gear will be kind of okay as well. But for the most part, you want to basically get as much gear from here as possible, as much Allegory gear as possible as well, and then you'll have the minimum item level required in order to enter these raids. So once we are in these raids, once we have the minimum item level requirement for Savage, what do we get with our gear then? So first of all, Savage again also rewards you with, actually it's a little bit different, because Savage only gives you a chance per week at getting gear. So whenever you clear a Savage fight, it will drop a couple of pieces of gear for you. This will be gear coffers. They kind of look like this. This is not from Savage, of course, this is from something else, but it kind of looks like this. And then you basically open that coffer on the job that you want, and then you get the piece of gear that comes out of there. So for example, if I open this headpiece coffer on my Gunbreaker, I get the tank headpiece from the raid. This is of course not raid gear, but just to make an example. So what you can do with that is you have a chance once a week at getting some of that gear. You of course need to outroll your party members and get lucky that you get the gear, and that is how that works. So you just go in once a week, you clear 1, 2, 3, and 4 every single week, and then you get once a chance at obtaining loot. Now of course, because there is a lot of RNG involved with this, you not only get chest pieces or coffers, but you also get books. So if I go over here, for example, as you can see, Book of Fulmination, Book of Furor, Iconoclasm, and then Refulgence. These books you can trade in for gear as well. So if we go back to our Eden Relic Exchange, instead of going to the Antique Exchange, we go to the Apocrypha Exchange. Click on this, and then as you can see, you can trade your books for the raid level gear, which is item level 405 for the weapons, and item level 500 when it comes down to the chest pieces. So if you gather enough books every single week, then you can come and trade them in here for the specific item that you require, whether it be a piece of gear or whether it is an upgrade item down here as well, because you can spend 4 books for that as well. So that's basically how your Savage gearing is going to work. You have a chance at obtaining gear once a week from every single fight. If you're unlucky with RNG, you at least still get a book, and then if you gather enough books, you can exchange the books over here at the Eden Relic Exchange. Now, I also talked about upgrading your Tomstone gear, and we're gonna go to this guy over here, Gear Exchange, for that. So I'm gonna just go over the Crystarium gear, because of course Deep Shadow was the old gear, this is the new gear. So you click on this. If you have any like Tomstone gear, so to speak, which is going to be item level 490, you can combine that together with a upgrade item, in this case either a twine or a glaze, and then you can upgrade that in item level 500 augmented Tomstone gear. So you're basically going to be making a combination of augmented Tomstone gear and Savage Raid gear in order to get your best in slot gear in the end. So that's kind of how you go about obtaining your best in slot. Now, of course, these upgrade items, these twines, we also have esters for weapons, but we usually don't care about those too much. But those twines and those glazes, you obtain them in the raid itself. As you could see, you can also spend 4 books in order to obtain them. If you scroll all the way down here, you can buy them with books as well if you want to do that. But in patch 5.3, there's going to be another way, and that is over here at the token exchange. You can go to the glorious Gujaus, or Gugaus, whatever you call it, and then we'll have new upgrade items down here. Now, these upgrade items are for the old raid, for the Eden's Gate raid. So we don't need these right now, but in patch 5.3 we're going to get 3 new items, which are the ones that we require in order to upgrade our current 490 Tomstone gear. What you'll need for those is the manufactured coins. So this is from the Copied Factory 24-man raid, which you can get 1 of these every single week, and then once they add the new Copied Factory, well, or like the new Nier Automata crossover 24-man raid in patch 5.3, we are going to be needing a second coin for this. So right now you need 1 coin for the old gear. When the new upgrade items become available, we're gonna need the old coin as well as 1 of the new coins, and then that means that you can buy 1 upgrade item every single week basically. So that's kind of how that functions. So right now the only way to upgrade your Tomstone gear is to use the books that you get from Savage, or of course the upgrade items that drop from the Savage raids, and then in the next patch we'll be able to use this as well. You'll also be able to buy them with hunt currency. If I'm not mistaken, we can currently do that for this gear as well. So yeah, hunt currency is another way to do it, but that costs a lot of hunt currency. So probably not that many people that will be able to buy that on a weekly basis, like you will be able to buy that over here, because this is relatively easy to obtain once a week. You just do the old 24-man ones, you do the new 24-man ones, and then you can get an upgrade item. So that's pretty much how all of that works. So TLDR, what did you need to do? How did everything work? Let's take it from the top. So fresh level 80, do your dungeons to get your dungeon gear. The final dungeon will award you with item level 455 gear. Whilst you're doing these dungeons, you get Tomstones that will award you both with item level 460 gear, which we need because item level 455 is the minimum item level requirement for the raid. So item level 460 gear with the grindable Tomstone, item level 490 gear with the weekly capped Tomstone. Then, going into normal mode raid will award you with item level 480 gear, and this will also come together with the crafted gear, because crafted gear is also item level 480. And then you can go into Savage, where you can get item level 500 gear and get upgrade items to upgrade your Tomstone gear, that is item level 490, to item level 500 as well. And then in the next patch, we'll be able to do the 24-man raid to upgrade the Tomstone gear from item level 490 to item level 500 as well. So that is going to be it for me for today. I want to thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful. If there is any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below and I'll answer you, or on my Discord or something like that, and I'll get back to you as well. I want to thank my Patreons for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.